Hi guys, in this video I'm going to go over 3 minor pentatonic scale exercises that are going to help you create modern sounding jazz licks like the one I just played. The exercises are also going to give you a new perspective on the minor pentatonic scale that you probably already know really well, and it's going to help you get a better fretboard overview and also connect the different minor pentatonic scale positions. Everything that I'm going to work on here is going to be in A minor pentatonic, so that means that it's this scale that you probably already know. And with the exercise that I'm going to go over in this lesson, most of it is going to be along the neck, so you probably also want to know for this scale, and actually for any pentatonic scale, the notes on each string. So that means that you can play like the A minor pentatonic scale on each string, like this. Maybe even while you're talking. The examples that I'm going to come up with using these exercises are all going to be on a 2-5-1 in the key of G major, so that means that it's A minor 7, D7 altered, and then a G major 7. And I'm going to be using the A minor 7 lines just on the 2 chords, so just on the A minor 7. The first exercise that I used in the line that I played in the beginning of this video is actually quite random in how it's constructed, because all I did was I took the A minor pentatonic scale on 2 strings, and then I chose to play 2 notes on the top string, so, and then 1 note on the bottom string, like this. And in that way we get this pattern, and I just moved it up through the positions, and then you get this exercise. But an interesting thing about the minor pentatonic scale is that even though we're kind of doing sort of a systematical construction like this, we're still ending up with something that musically makes a lot of sense. So we have an A minor triad, a sus triad, another sus triad, a major triad, and then another sus triad, and then we're back on the minor triad. So in that way we're still have something that we can use in a musical context quite easily, because they're all chords, they're all triads. The way I'm using it in the line is that I'm playing it in position, so you probably want to check that out as well. And if I play it in the standard position, then that would be like this. And that's of course quite easy to play, and that's also how I'm using it in the line in the beginning. So the line sounds like this. I'm using the exercise in the beginning of the A minor line, so I'm playing it first from the B string on this A, so, and then down a string set to the E here, and then I continue with just a small scale run, and then I go over to F minor pentatonic over the D7 altered, and then I'm playing this line, which is kind of consisting out of 2 stacks of 4ths. If you want to check out some more stuff on using stacks of 4ths and using pentatonic scales over altered chords, then I'll link to a video in the description where I'm talking about that on a 2-5-1. One of the things I like really a lot about the minor pentatonic scale is that it's, in terms of sound, closely related to quartile harmony, something that I use a lot. So if you use the chords that you find in a minor pentatonic scale, you get sounds like. And if you play those on arpeggios, you can get some really great sounds in your lines, something like. And this arpeggio especially, this is a 4-part quartile arpeggio, and if you play it, you can play it like this, so with the string skip, or you can play it with 1 note per string, like this. And especially this string skip is actually something that I like to use a lot. I think it's easier to play if you want to play a little bit faster than the 1 note per string. And if you take that through the scale, you get This exercise is of course a bit stretchy, so you might want to make sure that you're warmed up before you try and play it, and if you find that it's hard to play, make sure to start higher on the neck and don't do the lower frets, because that's where it's like really far to reach. At the same time, I think these arpeggios like, are really beautiful, and you can make some really nice lines with them. And I think they also sound a little bit less cliche than the normal pentatonic lines that you always hear. So for that I think they're very useful to check out, and something I'm using quite a lot myself. I think it's also a bonus that you're kind of using 2 positions of the minor pentatonic scale at the same time, so you're really helping connect and playing across positions when you're making this exercise. The 2-5-1 line I created with this exercise sounds like this. So here I'm just using the arpeggio that I talked about in the beginning, so the quartile arpeggio from the A, and then basically I'm just running down and then taking this C major triad or A minor 7 arpeggio, and then on the D7 altered, it's basically just skipping from the flat 9 up to the flat 13 and then running down the scale, just getting to this D to resolve on the G. The last exercise is coming out of playing the minor pentatonic scale as chords. So you can kind of think of this as playing the minor pentatonic scale on 3 strings at the same time. So if I do that on the middle string set, you will get this. And what I did in the exercise was that I would just play this and then I would add one note at the end of it. So then you get this. And using this exercise we can easily create some lines that doesn't sound like we're just running up and down the scale. So we can come up with stuff like, and if I turn that into a 2-5-1 line, then you get something like this. So here I'm using the exercise in the beginning, I'm playing it in position, so again in the second A minor position, and I'm playing it first from C, so, and then on the next string set, and then on the D7 altered, I'm using a triad pair, which is an A flat and an F sharp augmented triad, so, and then I'm resolving to the third of G major 7. And if you want to check out, I have a video on using triad pairs in the alto scale. I'll link to that in the description, so you can check that out if you want to as well. I think these 3 exercises clearly shows that you can get some really interesting modern sounds out of a A minor pentatonic scale. And it's nice that we can use it and not sound like Eric Clapton or Chuck Berry all the time. And I think it's also interesting to see that it kind of demonstrates that it's not really about what notes you're playing, it's about how you play the notes. And that means that it's always worthwhile to just go back and see if you can come up with some new melodies and come up with some new exercises and some new ways to look at the same notes that you're already playing. If you want to check out a more theoretical view of the pentatonic scale, you can check out a lesson that I made a few months ago called Do You Really Know the Pentatonic Scale?, where I go over some of the different structures that are in there and try to put some chord names to it and stuff, a little bit like what I did in this lesson, but then a little bit more thorough also. If you like this video, then please like it here on YouTube, and if this is the first time you see one of my videos, then subscribe to my channel. I publish a new lesson every Thursday, and I also do weekly Q&As, and I often publish backing tracks, and all the stuff that's happening on my channel are actually about improvising and figuring out and exploring jazz guitar and music theory and stuff like that. If you have any questions about this lesson or a comment or a suggestion for something I could make a video on, then leave a comment on this video or get in touch with me on social media. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and Google+. So connect with me there and then let me know if you have an idea or if you have a question or a comment, critique, something like that. That's about it for this week. Thank you for watching and until next week.